Welcome everyone to a new episode of Planet Crafter, and today I wanted to show you guys where the best places are to find some of the resources. So the first place that I wanted to go off is, I think it's very important, is to head off to this cave. Let's call it the Dust Cave. This is super useful. As you get here, I think the best place to look is, these things are beautiful. But yeah, so tip number one is, I think, is building like a little place, like a hut, or one of the living compounds. And what you can do is then at least have a place where you can breathe, and you can also like get resources and pack stuff in there if you want. So if you head off here, it's kind of these red glowing rocks. Yeah, iridium, perfect. Iridium is going to be super useful. And this cave should have some aluminium scattered a few places. If you head up this ridge, I think up the next ridge, I think it's to the right. There we go. So yeah, you can see the cave's full of iridium, and this is going to be the best place to get iridium in the beginning. And yeah, aluminium, awesome. Okay, and yeah, as you notice, there's this big cave. It's like a big ice wall. This will eventually melt as you progress through the game, as you like terraform the planet. It will eventually melt, and you can have access through that port, which is going to be, it's like a whole other section of the map, which is really useful. There's going to be sulfur and other things on the other side, and osmium, I think, which is like a blue glowing crystal. Okay, the next spot we got is the mountains, as it's like those really sharp, pointy mountains. It's kind of like a maze. I head off to the right here. As you walk through these little valleys, or these corridors, you can see there's going to be like a lot of useful materials just scattered on the ground. Such as, I think you're going to find aluminium. I'm not sure where, yeah, exactly. There's aluminium, perfect. And so what I'd like to do is I head off slightly to the right, and then sharply to the left. So that kind of is my way to remember how to get in there. It's over there. And then you're gonna find this awesome little spacecraft on this little pointy mountain. So once you get up on the mountain, you just can like destruct these and take these things out. This little spacecraft is packed full of like useful stuff. This is an awesome thing to come to, as it's easy to get to, and it's got lots of great things like uranium, seeds for growing food, aluminum, super alloys, very useful things. Like, I think having as much aluminium as possible in the beginning is like really useful for like speeding up the process. Yeah, you can see lots of different seeds. These are for producing oxygen, super alloys, food. So you don't really need to run out of food in the beginning, or you don't need to make food in the beginning. You'll find lots of food. Yeah, good seeds everywhere scattered. So yeah, let's see what's in here. Okay, uranium, lots of useful things. Okay, once you get through to the edge, it's like a little bridge that goes onto this ledge. These ledges are full with like super alloy. They scattered all along this ledge. There must be at least 40 or 50 samples of super alloy, which is really useful. I mean, you're going to be using them pretty much later on, in later stages of the game, but I find them to be very useful if you have as many as you can. The next spot we got is, we got the spacecraft all the way on the edge of the map, kind of in the dunes. Just remember to bring a flashlight, and here's some very useful things like seed luna, anula, and seed lerma, and some more food, some uranium and some iridium. And yeah, just remember, don't get lost. You can like easily run out of air when you like exploring these places. And it's useful to have like a little cabin just to kind of refresh and get air as you go. You can always like just destruct this thing and then carry it around and then reconstruct it wherever you go. Next spot is that spacecraft basically by the lake bed where you start. This is full of seeds, some very useful things, but what's very interesting is this little cave to the right. This cave, once the ice melts, is going to have osmium, which is this blue glowing crystal, and it will also have some sulfur, which is kind of useful for later stage. But here we are later on in the game, quite advanced. We are now well in terraforming the planet. We are now growing trees. I'm going to head off back to this cave. I'm just speeding up the footage. There we got our little cabin that we built a long time ago. We can deconstruct that, take it with us. And as we go up those ledges, once again, we're going to see that this cave has now fully melted. And we have complete access, and we can get through that, which is super. Because now we get to, over this little ledge, we get to the fart hills. It looks terrible. And you can also get super lost in the fart clouds. And this place is filled with, once again, aluminium, sulfur, all the useful little things. There we go, sulfur. This is super good. Get as much as you can of that. That's going to be very useful in the lab when you eventually get a lab. It's got aluminium, yeah, good stuff. Oh, and a little kist with some things. Okay, yeah, or container with some good stuff. Bioplastic nuggets, super useful. A little bit later on in the game, sulfur, you know, super alloy. Okay, then I'm going to head off to one of these little valleys. I think the valley to the left. Yeah, I think it's just speeding up the footage. Then you come to this dust fall. It's kind of like a waterfall made of dust. And yeah, there's a crate here, bioplastic nuggets, once again, very good. And we head off into those clouds, because behind the veil of this clouds, you're going to actually see tons of super alloy. They scattered all along here. There must be best part of maybe 20-30 samples of super alloy just scattered along the ridge. So as you walk along the ridge, keep your eye to the left, or depending on what side you're coming from, because there's going to be a cave opening. I think it's kind of maybe in the middle, like in the center of the dust fall. I think it's just breathe, yes, oxygen. And yeah, as you get here, you can see this cave is open. There shouldn't be ice here, and this is filled with osmium, very useful later on stage, and also scattered full of sulfur. I don't think you need too much of the osmium. I think there's only a few things that you needed for to construct a few things. So yeah, once we got through and you collect all of that, I can kind of show you where the dust fall is, or where the cave is in the dust fall. If you turn around, you can see it's kind of in the center between those two kind of pillars. Okay, so that's about it for this tutorial today. Hope you guys enjoyed and find all the like useful objects. Anyway, from me, peace out. Thanks so much. See you soon.